Mary Mama Mashe, Mary Manjo, Mary President.
Don't go, Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you are welcome to County Roads, your favorite weekly show with Comfort KONFOR. Thank you once again for joining in. Thank you for your time. Thank you for affording to be here with us tonight. And this is one of those exciting evenings when I have to host a delegation from Dongamanton County. So before I go ahead to bring our guests on the podium, I would like that you should share, please kindly share as you join us, share to your various platforms, and let's populate this one such that we can move on as a team. So thank you once again for joining. Share through Facebook, your groups, and so on. Share even the YouTube links because there are some people who preferably they are not on Facebook, they would watch us live on YouTube. So those are the various platforms on which you can watch us live. Please do well to share before you settle in to move along with us. So that said, I am happy to introduce to you our leaders from Dongamanton County, and I would like you to know one of us, one of our senior comrades and one of the mentors of that county of DMC in the name of Bandi Manjong. Bandi Manjong, you are welcome to County Roads. Pa, can you hear me? I think you are muted. You need to unmute. You need to unmute yourself.
Well, I'm hearing you.
Yes, I can hear you now. Thank you. Thank you once again, and you're welcome to County Roads.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, in company of Senior Comrade Dimanjong, we have the chairperson of DMC, who is none else but our own Mr. Zebulonji. Chairman Zeb, you are welcome to County Roads.
Thank you, Ma Comfort. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. The pleasure is mine. So while we move ahead, ladies and gentlemen, at some point, some of our comrades are going to join in because they had an emergency meeting. We would have been having live with us here one of the members of the Security Council of Dongamanton County. So at some point, we may be having a third voice adding to us, or two voices from the Security Council. So thank you once again for joining in. So before we go ahead, Senior Comrade Zimanjong, I would give you the honor to observe a minute of silence in honor of our fallen heroes before we start. Thank you.
Yep. Moment of silence, please. Would you dutifully honor our departed comrades whose departure is not in vain, and we'll be doing everything possible to ensure that their departure is not in vain. Their souls rest in perfect peace.
Amen. Okay, thank you very much, Senior Comrade, for doing that honorable service to us and to the people of Amazonia. Once again, dear televiewers, you are watching County Roads with Comfort KONFOR, and please do well to share. I'll also use this opportunity to send a word of greetings to those who are watching us on satellite. I greet you all, everybody watching us from the entire sub-Saharan Africa. Thank you for always joining in, and please do well to keep telling the people about the Amazonian plight. So that said, we are going straight to business as we have here two great people of this county of Dongamanton. So history has it that Dongamanton County is a kind of an extraordinary one in all of the 13 counties of the Federal Republic of Amazonia. Like we know, we have heard from history that in 1961, Dongamanton in general and Kambe in particular were the only people who shied away. They said they were not going to join La République for obvious reasons. And today that we are here to say you were right, let's move on. and they rather are clinging to the wrong direction, the direction they never wanted to take anywhere in the first place. So we could even remember a few activities. We know that in 20th May 2017, when this thing actually reached its apex, we would remember Ngala Gerard leading people marching on the grandstand with cardboards reading like no to ghost towns, no to secession, and things like that. Moreover, we equally have it in record that 20 elections 2020 that just took place. Donga Mantong in particular, Onkambe, was the only place where elections actually successfully took place. And recently, the celebration of our October 1st was not the best, even though ACO actually made us proud. We would see that the next day, I think it was the 2nd of October, we saw that the grandstand of Nkambe was jam-packed with the entire population, with what Ngalajera would call homecoming and then celebration or inauguration of a school resumption and so on and so forth. This is actually an eyesore to Ambazonians in general and Donga Mantum County. You as the leaders, what do you have to say about this? The chairman, you can go first, please.
Thank you very much, Sister Comfort. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you very, very much. It's very sad. It's a sad day for me, continuously on a regular basis, when our people are being tricked to go to school. Our people are being tricked to continuously celebrate La Republic of the Cameroon's days or people or parliamentarians and so on. I feel very, very sad. Now, that guy called Gerard is a disservice to our people. He's lying to our people. He's trying to get our children to go back to school when they're not secured. The security is not there. Why are we going to school even? For years, those who have gone to school don't have jobs. Why are we forcing others to go to school right now? And they come back and wine tappers and all that kind of stuff. I am just so disappointed with the Ngala Gerard. I believe that the nation that we're trying to build will eventually be the best one for our children to have a better education and, of course, good jobs for them. So there's no need to hurry. We advise homeschooling as well. You can teach your children at home while waiting for the days that things will change. So,
okay. Yes, okay, thank you, Chair. Before you go to that, because we need to go deeper into school reopening, we don't need to discuss this in the rush. So if Senior Comrade Pan Dimanjong could add his voice, I would like him to comment. What do you have to say about such activities as I just enumerated? It's a shame. I would say it. There are no two ways of saying it, but what comment can you make about that?
Yeah, I wish to highlight a few corrections in terms of the introduction you presented. It was not just Kambe division. It was not just Kambe division as at the time. There was also Kumba division, which will be in present-day southern region. So there were actually two divisions that foresaw what we were moving into. Like the founder Bafut said, that the UN was giving us two unfortunate choices: to either go and perish in hellfire or go and drown in the deep sea. So if we went Nigeria, we would have been drowning in the deep sea. We went to La Republic, and certainly we are presently sitting in hellfire. So his predictions were right. So I'm saying that the two divisions, or what we will now call counties, at the time that foresaw this and said the La Republic option is not tenable because it is rooted in future problems. Was Kambe division, which is the Donga Mantu, and and Kumba division. which presently comprises of Meme, Dian, Manunguba, yeah, in that order. In terms of what is going on now, or if I may want to take us back in terms of where we have been, the principal political actor pre-independence in Donga Mantung today, which then was Kambe, was the Honorable Jetinze. Jetinze was a Catholic. He didn't play Catholic politics because he went in the direction of Indele, who was a Presbyterian, while KNDP was principally, people like Foncha, Joa were Catholics, and they were Catholic teachers. He too was a Catholic teacher. He didn't just go with them because they were Catholic teachers, but he chose an independent route and was to go with Indele and follow the Indele arguments of politics. And then back home, interestingly, as a Catholic, he was able to work with Presbyterians like the late Reverend Ando Say, for example, from present-day Ako, then Bembe. And he was able to work with Baptists like S.N. Tamfu and J.N. Nsame, later on Fine Sam. So I am saying that presently we have kind of an interesting politics taking place in the modern days, as opposed to politics of reason that took place more than 50 years ago for our people. Because we're talking of Jira here. Yeah, Jira. Jira is going to make the claim, oh, we voted to go to Nigeria because we foresaw whatever. Now we have foreseen whatever. Yeah, Jira doesn't have his facts right, in the sense that when he is talking of his Kambe subdivision, a considerable part of that Kambe subdivision voted with respect to Honorable Sakwa's party, which was KNDP. So even though Kambe division voted to go the other way, if we were talking about the contribution of his immediate subdivision, which is Kambe, much of those people, many of the people in Kambe subdivision voted for the KNDP, which was to go to La Republic. So he's distorting history because he doesn't know and he doesn't care to know. And then look at the anomaly again. In terms of the political landscape that we now have for Donga Mantung, or much specifically for Wimbum, which is the tribe from which Gerald comes. Okay, Gerald had a hell of problems doing his own schooling. That's the truth about it. That's the fact about it. And I just observed the other day, even though he was recalcitrant as a student of government high school in Kambe, the duo never sent the gendarmes to go and bring his parents. But interestingly, today, Gerald is there asking the duo to go out there and force parents to get children to go to school.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Well,
yes,
okay.
Yeah, there's something anyway, I really want to. Yeah, all right.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Then I think let me just correct my chairman a little bit, or maybe yourself a little bit. Yeah. Okay. There were no elections in Dogama.
Sure.
There were no elections.
Yeah,
the elections were. Yeah, the elections were done the CPDM way. So I've sent the SDF. They could do their thing. Yeah, because if you look, Gerald is going around now with a lot of unnecessary security. Yeah, he's moving amongst his people, unnecessary security. So if he won landslide, then who is he afraid of? The very people that voted him, he's afraid of them. Yeah, that again is the contradiction in maybe the result of ignorance that is inherent in today's politics as opposed to Kambe division's politics of yesteryear.
All right, thank you, Paul, very much. I would start by appreciating the corrections you have made. I feel so confident saying anything I want to say now because I know that you are right there and you are ready to put it
Yeah,
really correct. And there are times if I don't say
Yeah,
the wrong thing, I will
absolutely.
not know the right one. We are learning. I'm not ashamed that I made a mistake.
yeah,
I'm rather happy that you are just here to do it, put it right for us. Thank you so much for that part. And you said
Senator.
it. You said something that it's really, it sounds interesting. I was giggling when you say Gerard is actually distorting history and from the things that you have said. But there is an issue here. On the one hand, if you can read social media, if you can see people's reactions, on the one hand, people say Nkambe people in general are a sellout because they have sold our freedom for a bottle of drink and so on and so forth. On the other hand, others are kind of being protective or they're justifying the activities in Nkambe with the fact that Nkambe is under military occupation. So where do you put this? Who is to blame, Gerard or the people of Nkambe? The oracle, you can go, please.
Oh, Gerald is to blame because whatever arrangement he has made with Yaoundé, he probably gave
Uh-huh.
Yaoundé the assurance that if they can reinforce the military presence in Donga and Mantu, then it will be a walkover. But it's not been a walkover anyway. It's not been a walkover, and the military itself will attest to that, and Gerald himself will attest to that because Gerald said life was normal in Donga Mantu, but presently he is running all over the place where life was normal in Donga Mantu, trying to get the deal to force people to go back to school. So how was life very, very normal in Donga Manto, even including in his Wimbom tribe, other than Kambe and Kabikane, his village, other than those two, which he claimed was a manifestation of life being okay in Donga Manto. So if life was okay in Donga Manto, everything should have been okay. Going back to school would have been no big deal because the children just went on holidays like they normally used to do before. But Gerald is running all over the place with the school bags, with uniforms, with everything. Is getting the deal to go out there and threaten parents that if schools are not clean and children are not back in school, he's going to come there and deal with them. And the deal is not joking because part of the distortion is that Gerald claims he's informing. Yeah, he's informing, and then he's getting some deal to go out there and threaten his own funds.
No, all
And
right,
he's not.
okay. Senior comrade, we are going to come back to these threatening things. There are things that we don't need to handle in a rush because our people need to listen to us, and then so that together we can see what we have at hand and where we are heading to. Because whether Gerard or not Gerard, we are moving homewards, the home that will definitely reach at some point. So on the other hand, we have looked at the activities of Gerard and you have made the clarifications, which I believe everybody's listening and getting it really correctly. It's not as if the 1st of October saw Donga Mantong without any activities or so, because we heard what our boys did in local government area. They burnt down the beatrolls, the ARFs. They had a wonderful march in Akko, and there's a few things. I just want to. There were a few activities that took place on the 1st of October, which I would actually like you two to enumerate to just make people know that even though Gerard claims what he claims, all is not lost. We are all in the struggle. Mr. Chairman, could you please remind us, apart from the what our boys did in what else? What are some of the things that have happened in DMC between maybe the last week of September to 1st October till these days? We at least let our people know that the DMC is not left behind. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A series of things are happening in DMC, right? If Gerard thinks that when he goes out there once a day or once a month, whatever the case may be, and give $1,000 to people or to our poor people and think that he's succeeding, he's to be very, very blamed. I will also send a little blame to our people that this chicken change that this guy is coming around and giving you guys, He gives once and then goes, and then you stay back and then you pour. That's not the nation we're trying to build here. We're trying to build a nation with continuous resources, right? Now let me go back to our wins, our celebrations during October 1st. There was serious celebrations all over the territory of DMC and of course Amazonia. If just that to videotape and download and send it on ABC was a little difficult, or the live show was difficult, well, because of the network and La Republique's cutting off network all the time and no light and everything else, so they could not transmit those videos to ABC. There was success in October 1st celebrations, very, very much so. So no one should deceive you.
Okay, Pantimanjong, would you like to add something to that, please? There was success. Could you quote some few instances and so on? We just like our people to hear it from the horse's mouth that at least this was what we put up, or this is what our boys and girls put up, or these are a few things we did. And I think this is satisfying to some point. Thank you.
Yeah, well, Gerald moved his event from 1st October to 2nd October. He must have a reason for doing that. La Republique knows that they gobbled the Southern Cameroons on 1st October. So 1st October would have been a befitting day for him to go out there and undertake his charade or whatever that he did. But he had a reason for not. He had a reason for not letting that happen on 1st October, because he knew that if he did that, honestly, he will be dishonoring 1st October. So he moved it. He moved it one day ahead to 2nd October, and then allowing at least 1st October to be celebrated in whichever way as a day not worthy of his funny politics. At least he himself recognized that. So that's something, at least to write down in terms of 1st October. That even Gerald, of all persons, respected 1st October as not the day for him to go out there, because he could have gone out there and said, oh, this is 1st October, the day on which we were united with La République de Cameroon, as he claims. But he dared not do that, because he knew that in doing that, it would be abominable even to himself in his heart of hearts.
All right, thank you so much. I like the bit that Gerard actually recognized and acknowledged the fact that he could not stand on the way of the celebration of our independence, which is equally his. I hope and I really do wish he hears us and knows that he did a good thing. He did just the right thing, which means this thing is in our DNA. Whether we like it or not, we are Amazonian. Gerard is only wasting his time. So that said, we are moving forward, and I'm just trying to call one of that is the chairperson for DMC. If he's online now, he is precisely from ACO LGA. He would like to add his voice. So if I successfully get him, he actually definitely wants to tell us what happened in ACO. So I think he is right here with us. Hello, Mr. Preacher. I would call him Preacher because that is how he is popularly known. So you are welcome to County Roots. Yes, and if you were listening, yes, okay, thank you. So if you were listening to us, we were trying to enumerate a few things that we did in Dongamanton County, and you, as the vice chairperson of DMC and the one of the leaders of ACO LGA, could you tell us exactly what are the activities of our boys and girls? What did they do on the 1st of October? And just let us know, please.
Okay. Thank you very much, Madam KONFOR. I want to appreciate the great job you're doing.
Thank you.
You are a star for us from DMC.
Thank you.
1st October. Yeah, first of all, I want to greet my chairman, Mr. Zeb, a good guy, and Kamajo, a very powerful historian.
Yeah.
I've been following up. I think they are on point. Ngala Gerard is a non-event, so people shouldn't bother about Ngala Gerard.
Right.
Yes. ACO responded to the call like any other LG in the DMC periphery to mark the restoration of our statehood of 1st October 2020. They had a powerful show in ACO to once more demonstrate to the people that contrary to what people like Ghana Gerard want to put out there, DMC is fully under the control of the restoration forces and the restoration movements. So our boys and girls responded by marching and rallying the people within ACO LGA to show their interest and love for Amazonia. I can tell you that the momentum is very high. People have rejected La Republic entirely in DMC, and that should be what we should be focusing on. Remember that the enemy would never accept that they are defeated. So we want to assure Amazonians that from Ako, Dantunwa, Kambe, Misenje, people are enthusiastic and passionate about the restoration movement. We should equally know that Kambe is highly militarized. It should be the highest in Amazonia. And people should give us time. We are working tirelessly. People like Ngala Gerard, within a short period of time, we have no voice within the periphery. That we can assure them. So all we need from Amazonians is that they should pray for us and also help us in any way that they can help in terms of intelligence, in terms of logistics. We will be very happy to receive all of this. So let's focus on the restoration process, which we are quite close to achieving. And focusing on Ghana Gerard. If we are talking about Ghana Gerard, we are making a publicity of him or over nothing, because he cannot obstruct our freedom. It cannot happen. So, Madam, it was a great pleasure to see what happened at DMC. We will continue to be working, and we hope that any other part in Amazonia will be working as well. So thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for joining in, and please just be around your phone, because from time to time you will surely be needed to add your voice to one or two more things. Thank you so much for your input, and we really do appreciate. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you. You are watching County Roads with Comfort KONFOR, and today we have the honor to listen to the great leadership of Donga Mantun County. And at this point, we go back to business. There is one of the things I was just waiting that I couldn't wait to reach here, and I'm so excited. I'm not sure, but I don't know. I'm just excited to hear what our leaders have to say, what comments you want to say. We all watched. 8 million Amazonia watched it. The world has watched it, that a divisional or senior divisional officer who is supposed to be a custodian of his own people goes around and threatens his own people. I'm saying this with mixed feelings. I feel like already breaking into tears watching my own mothers sitting like this and watch him threaten them and say what he was saying as we saw. Chairman, what comments do you want to make about that attitude? It feels all right. I don't comment because you want to do
that. Well, when I watched that video, it was like some movie or something. I can imagine that this Dio guy assembles our people and he's threatening them of their lives. And I don't see where I don't know why they even gave him that mic to be talking that nonsense. And he goes to an area that is not motorable. He goes to an area that is not motorable, prevents our restoration force from coming in, sneaks in and gathers people and talk nonsense. It's a shame that this duo is going around doing this to our families. And after that, probably is going to shave a couple pennies here and there and say that, oh, you got to start school right now. No, we are not going to go to school because you can't go out there threatening our families. Those parents are not saved. The children are not saved either. I don't know why he's doing all of this. So it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't even think that the Dio, the Gala Gerard and all those people are, like, Preacher said, non-events practically. So let's not pay attention to that. I don't see how school were even a failure wherever he went to go galvanize this put this population together and force them to go to school. It didn't happen, by the way.
Yeah, so Chairman, while you say that we should ignore what the DO did as you watch it on the screen, what is your stance as regarding school resumption, not only in Dongamanton County, but in Amazonia?
Well,
Chairman.
the number one reason why we don't want our kids going to school is security. The children are not secured. This La Republic talks will come out and kill these children and put it on our forces. So even the parents are not secure either. The children are not secure. The classrooms are not there. The desks are not there. The material is not there. They come out and put a few books here and there. I'm wondering how many children are they going to give those books to? So it's something that we should not play with. There is no school. The government, the interim government, has declared no school because of insecurity, and therefore we cannot accept our children to go to school in Dongamanton either. We follow the directions of the interim government under Dr. Samuel Sako that schools are not going to be open because the kids, the children, the parents are not secured. There's no security, there's no guarantee for those children to go to school and come back home to their parents. That is not there, and we will not let that happen. They've killed us enough. They've killed us enough. So I'm not going to sit here and support the fact that it should be schools. No, hell no.
All right. Thank you very much, Chairman. So over to you, Senior Comrade Dimanjong. I know the Chairman says we should dismiss that, we should ignore what the DO did and things like that. But from my own perspective, I would still like to know, what do you think? What is your interpretation of that attitude? And moreover, what is equally your stance as regarding school reopening, school resumption? Actually, I have a question here. You, like a historian, or you have maybe a bit more to say to this. A school resumption actually in this, is it because of security issues, or you think that we are using it like a political strategy to gain the attention of the international community? Because there's a bit of debate on that. So maybe you can throw more light. Thank you.
Well, there are a couple of things that are involved. It looks like some people have since soon forgotten how the present situation that we are in came about. The reason why Paul Biya declared war was because people were protesting the schools. People were protesting about the schools, that our schools were inadequate. They were not saving the needs of our people. They were only saving the need of France that wants the people west of the Mongo to be assimilated into the French system of education. And they are doing that partly through deschooling. By deschooling, I mean, if you are sending Francophone teachers to come and teach English-speaking children in French, and who themselves do not know the subject matter they are teaching, then you are destroying the children in the name of educating them, because tomorrow they will not be able to make the argument against their assimilation. So that was the reason as to why the parents and the teachers were saying enough is enough, and you need to take care of our education system for a start, and then the legal system. And then Pobia responded with a declaration of war. And in declaring war, now he's saying schools should resume. And the guy, honestly, because you say we should ignore certain things, we cannot ignore certain things. We have to acknowledge things that are done to us, maybe for one reason or the other. The Jew that is standing there and is doing whatever, maybe in his own family, he doesn't care whether people are going to school or they're not going to school. Because I want to know from the Jew, other than his own children in his family, whose children is he helping to go to school? He's not helping any. Yeah, so if you cannot help your own family go to school, Why are you going to come to Donga Mountain and be threatening people with guns that if their children don't go to school, you're going to shoot them down? Yeah, that's crazy. And that probably comes from the mentality that the fitting name for Donga Mountain is Donkey and Monkey Division. You know, and everybody from Donga Mountain should feel insulted that this guy will come and do to their parents something that no other Joe will do in his area to his own parents or to their own parents. Yeah, he's senior divisional officer. He's senior divisional officer. As a matter of fact, from Pinyin. Pinyin is in Santa subdivision. The Joe in Santa didn't come out with guns threatening the parents there that the children must go to school. So that's something that, like I said, we cannot ignore it. Our people need to know that these things are done to us on some assumption. And that assumption is that we are ignorant and we are going to take anything that they throw at us. And that's what the administration has been doing from the 1960s, when we had anything doing with these people. There is no duo that has ever been to Donga Mantung that will say, this is what I honestly did to help those people advance. Other than that, they come, they cut away heads of cattle from Donga Mantung, which is something they don't do elsewhere. And so on that assumption, they come upon it to say, hey, we can do anything here. It is only in Donga Mantung that when Paul Biya declared this war, young men who are taken into custody on a blessed day can be taken out into the bush, forced to sit there and watch the soldiers kill them. And then take pictures of that and send to Yaoundé how they are fighting BS war. Where else do they do that? They only do it in Donga Mantu, like they did in Binka. You know? So we see where these people are coming from and what their assumptions are about us. And how do they do that? They use puppets like Jirangala, you know, put him at the front, hide behind him, and make it look like it is he that is telling his people, when as a matter of fact, it is the people behind who are contemptuous of his people that are giving the orders, which he is propagating using the microphone that he has or the megaphone that he seems to have, as we see it. So you want me to do you want me to stop there or you want me to move further?
It just place a bookmark. You are going to continue at some point. Chairman, do you want to add something? Because the vice chair is waiting, so you just go for a few seconds and then you
okay, I was just going to add that the no school resumption is for the entire Ambazonia land. And of course, again, I did say that the interim government has declared no schools resumption this year, right? All over the nation, all over Ambazonia. One of the things that I forgot to mention is the fact that there has been no change in why we went to the streets 3-4 years ago, right? So they're coming back to force us to go to school, and the conditions have not changed. So it's void. That's not something we need to pay attention to. Again, when I talked about ignoring the SGO's rallies and all that stuff, is for our people. Let them not come out when they call them again next time. Don't come out and legitimize these deals from La Republique. They want to show to the people or to the international communities and other parts of their La Republique that things are more normal in our area. No, they're not normal. So you guys, our parents, when they come again, don't come out. Thank you.
All right. Okay, thank you. So, Vice Chair, you are still online. If you have been listening to us, do you want to make a quick comment on the attitude of the SDO in what? And secondly, what is your take on school resumption? Thank you.
All right, yeah, thank you once more, Madam. Yes, the attitude of the deals in general, you have to see that they're trying to prove a point that they are functional, of which they are not.
Right.
That's something that Ambazonians have to understand, that they are just trying to mislead public opinion. You know, it's all about politics for them. But this is the deal. The truth is that they don't have legitimacy anywhere in Amazonia and more so at the MC. Yeah. Now, secondly, about school resumption, it's just a fallacy. What are they studying in the first place? Which curriculum are they going to study in? Which schools are we talking about? Remember that just this year, on the 14th of February, children and pregnant women were massacred in Gabon. So when you are killing school children and you are still killing, the war has not stopped. You are asking people to go back to school. So who is fooling you here? Right. I think the government of Bia is just making a mockery of itself. Amazonia have to understand that we have come a long way. We should be politically mature in the way we view things and analyze things. Schools are not functioning. It is true that they will come up with cameras because all the security men and women are around. They will gather some people, food and with beer. Okay, come out, we will give you 500 francs for beer. People will come out because people are hungry. People are desperate because there is an irresponsible colonial government that is there just to destroy the people, punish them, give them falsehood. So school resumption is not taking place because our people have finally understood that we have rejected French Cameroon for good. What they are looking at now is for the interim government to come up with our own curriculum that will be consistent with our aspirations as a people. So I just want Amazonians to relax that as schools are not going on in Moyuka, in Buya, in Dop, in Pamela, it's same with the DMC. There is no exception. So yeah, we should be confident about where we are going to. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I really appreciate your contribution. Thanks. So that said, this takes us to another thing. If people have been regular on this platform, you will realize that each time I have people from DMC here, there are some particular counties that need to answer to this. And not until I get the response, both from the leadership and from the people on the ground, I will keep asking. Let's take a step back to history, 2017. When we were planning, when Sisiku was arranging and organizing that people, for the declaration of our restoration on the 1st of October, one of the instructions, one of the things he demanded of the people, which definitely I would say was handed down, was that, like our dear brother preacher just said a while ago, that these people are illegitimate on our land because they are impostors, they are land grabbers, they are persona non grata as far as we are concerned. And so what Sisiko said was, as from today, as we declare 1st October, the Restoration Day, the leadership and everything, the custody of our people is solely in the hands of traditional rulers. We have seen a lot happen. I will start from the humiliation of our kings and our chiefs, our funds. It's something that I'm saying it here because we need to say it, but it's really disgusting how they would arrest them. They actually hit them, they whisk them and bundle and put at the back of trucks like goods. That is jamais vu, as we would say it, but it happens in front of us, to the extent of stripping our traditional rulers in front of others in prisons and things like that. So when we see activities like that, and then on the other hand, we go back to the same word. For instance, when one of our kings was taken and those humiliations, we see one of them pouring libation to pronounce a curse on the Amazonia Restoration Forces. We see like there is no way we cannot talk Gerard here. We see like on the 2nd of October, Gerard was being decorated. You know, he was decorated with the traditional regalia by the Fon of Nkambe, who is definitely supposed to be the custodian of the people. So something is not right some way. From my opinion, I think that most of our funds are illiterate, they are feeble-minded, they are naive. Could it be that the so-called elite, for their personal interest or to prove a point, like our brother just said, are they the ones behind this, or do we still blame our traditional rulers for not doing their duty and then going the right direction? Chairman, this was a long one. I think you want to go first. I just wish to know, given all of these things, who is to blame? The people, for example, the mayor from Kambe is from what? That is for Musa and all of those people, are they the people, the influence behind our old people, or do we blame them? So yeah, you can go from there. I hope the question was understood.
Yeah, that was definitely a long one. I think you've taken everything I was going to say, but let me say that our phones are hungry. Our traditional rulers are hungry, and for some reason, the La Republic government, of course, most of those chiefs and funds receive stipend, I call it, incentive, basically, because it is not even doing them any good, from La Republique du Cameroon. So they rely on these pennies to survive. And that's why they keep following what La Republique is doing. But they need to keep in mind that they are there for the people, for the constituents. They are not there on their own grounds. They've been put there by the people of whatever town they may come from, or city they may come from, or village they may come from. Now, if you leave and abandon your people and go somewhere else under La Republique, where are the people who put you there? Why are you keeping them there, and then you're going securing yourself out there, and your people are exposed? Is that the kind of leadership we want in DMC? No. So I am pleading for my funds to take care of their people. Go back and support the restoration forces. Give them food. Be part of this revolution, of this struggle. It is meant for your good. It is meant for your good. It's not for us out here. We want to give you every bit of support that you need. So don't listen to La Republic in any way. It is sad that some of you are really hungry and you have to get some little pennies from them. But please, those little pennies are not going to last for long. We need the people. We need good structured schools, roads, and and good environment to live. We can do that without La Republic.
Yeah, Chairman, thank you for your response, but I still have a question. The second part of it was, from my own opinion, I think that because our chiefs and funds are a bit elderly, they are not that educated, they are naive. Could it be that they are being used for a ride by their sons and daughters to achieve their interest, what they are after? Like because they want to prove a point. Oh, Dongaman is working well. Even the traditional rulers are for us, and so on and so forth. Could we also point a finger at such people, or do we just blame the chiefs because they are receiving these stipends and things like that?
Well, we also blame our people, and I want to stop calling names here because it annoys me, right? When I call those names, I want to blame our people for bringing back, bringing from La Republic those pennies and giving to our people. So they are being lured into these things because they're hungry, again, like I said. So I'm going to blame those guys in Yaoundé that do that, or wherever they come in, Douala, wherever they come from, that come to control or bribe our people. I call it bribe, because other than that, our people back home would do the right thing if they didn't come with those irregular bribes every year and there. So I'm going to blame those elites of DMC who are out there and coming back now and then with chop change to give to our people. Again, our people are also to be blamed to be coming out and to legitimize whatever they come out to do. The funds need to go back and take care of the restoration forces and their people, the people who put them in place on the throne. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Senior Comrade Dimanjong, if you could take from there, please, what is your own take on that?
Well, you already indicated that the funds have their own limitations. Some of them, maybe in differing degrees. Yeah, we'll have to read and explain a lot to the fund of Gambia. That's a fact. It has nothing to do. Yeah, it has nothing to do with his person. We don't blame him in terms of when he was born and what the circumstances of his upbringing was in the palace as at the time. So it's not his fault. Yeah, but we need to read to him and explain a lot of things to him. He cannot pick up the piece of paper and read it himself and understand it and make sense out of it. So the people who are purposefully misinforming him are to be blamed, because he expects to be informed by them. And then one of the things that I want our people to very clearly understand, because some of the times they come out there and then they want to talk of schooling as development. Yeah, anybody who is pro-development knows that development is not issued on a whim. It goes with a lot of planning. One of the paradox of the school, back to the school thing, one of the paradox of the school resumption is that these people seem to ignore the fact that there has been no school for about 4 years. Right. They're making it look like the children went on weekend and they're coming back to begin a new school week on Monday. Yeah, which is ridiculous, and it's sad, especially to the educators. And there are a lot who are parading themselves around there as politicians now who claim they're educators. And if you want to hear people say you don't want to call them, I'll call them. The mayor of Nkambe is ENS trained.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's ENS trained. The mayor of Ndu, that is their own mayors, by whatever means, of Ndu, he used to be, I think, the representative of Islamic education for all Northwest or something, if I remember well. Okay, and then he has a host of deputy mayors who themselves are educators. One is a secondary school teacher. One is the principal of a high school. Okay, and then the MP for Ndu is a grade 1 teacher, and her husband is ENS trained. And in all of these back to school things, who are they entrusting everything? The educators are asking Gerald to go out there and talk about school resumption. So why are the educators themselves shying away from coming to the front to talk about school resumption? Because they don't want to ridicule themselves. Because you can't resume school like that after 4 years of no schooling. Where was the planning? Schools were burnt by the very people who are asking for the school resumption. Any reasonable person is going to say, okay, now that we are thinking about school resuming in 6 months, what have we done about the schools that were burnt down? At least somebody will ask that. And then where did you went and was threatening to do whatever? If every school year the first class was always full for beginners, it's been 4 years. It's been 4 years of no schooling. So is it like the children who would have been in the first year, say at the beginning of the crisis or the situation now, will be accelerated to some other class, or what? They too are going to be beginners, right? So if they are beginners, what was the planning to provide enough classrooms just to take these increased load of beginners? Is that something that needs rocket science to understand? That it is a sham, it is a charade, all because they want to get a few pictures and tell the international community that things are okay? Any reasonable person will know that it's a charade and it's just for the photo op. Just like they were talking of reconstruction during a war. Yeah, they failed in that one. And then they had to try another method. And it's this one that if only they can get a few pictures to show to the international community that things are okay, because they thought that, if they accepted the reconstruction, the caterpillars will line up, they will take the photos, and then they will show the international community that everything is okay. That one just couldn't work. So now they have turned to the one that they think maybe by some stroke of luck they are going to have pictures here and there that they can put together, make a collage of it, and send to the international community to say, oh, you know this. But I don't think that the international community is that stupid, because anybody in the international community that is interested in education is going to ask, yeah, you have 4 years of no schooling. How come you're on these 4 years of no schooling at 1 week's notice resumed supposedly so normally? They're going to ask that question. So yes, our people might be stupid, but the international community for which this is being done is not stupid. then like we said, blaming the funds, yes, because of their own different varying levels of understanding, but we'll come down to blaming much more those that know and deliberately are misleading them and are not upholding the culture and the tradition, which some of them hide behind. Nigeria needs to be seen as being informing. You are informing to pick up the phone, go and lock him up. He's lying on a floor with feces from the previous occupant of the cell. And then the informant says nothing about it. Am I going to blame the phone? I'm not going to blame the phone. If you have that much power, why didn't you just go there to say, hey, we can do this to the phone? Yeah, you have that much power. You could have just gone there and said that, and then the fund would have been out of there. But the fund had to spend more than a week on that filthy floor. Yeah, because the elite are there just wanting titles from the funds, which they will not turn around and buy, which is a shame, and it's a disgrace. And that's why these things happen over and over, like will not happen anywhere. Like I said, if we go to the SDO's village, which is in Santa, the DO is not going there and insulting his phone, or taking him and throwing him in jail, or in jail on a physics floor. Nights there. But the very SDO is here in Dongamantu with a conspiracy of the very elite that have been made traditional, whatever, carrying a lot of traditional claims around as formis, shares, whatever. And then they do it with impunity and nobody says anything. So the elites are to blame. And then to some degree, maybe the funds for their varying levels of education. I don't know how to blame them on their varying levels of education. Well, but yeah, as custodians of the culture, they are supposed to inherit the things that are just our traditional way of knowing the difference between good and bad.
I want to add something.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, yeah, all right. Well, you're adding. All right. Meanwhile, the vice chair is waiting, and one of the senior members of the Security Council of GMC is equally waiting. So I think we would like to listen to them after you. Thank you.
No, I just wanted to say that, Farmer John, you sure know the resumes of the DOs and the mayors out there. That is interesting. I didn't know that you could go to that detail.
I'm just smiling here.
Yeah, that's great stuff, Farmer John. Congratulations. When I grew up, I want to be like you.
Yeah, sure.
When I grew up, I want to be like you. Anyhow, I just wanted I just want to add one more thing to the education or literacy of our funds. I think, unfortunately, it's not a criteria to be literate before you are given the throne or enthroned. That's not part of our the requirements, right? But these funds are civilized, right? They're very civilized. They know the right from the wrong. They can make good decisions. They should make the right decisions, right? To ensure that our people are safe. Thank you.
All right, thanks. So, Mr. Vice Chairman, if you have been listening to us, I think you are eager to add a word to what I think if I were to be here, I would not want to say anything after Pa has said, but yeah. Thank God we are hearing from Pa. Let's hear from the younger voice too. If you still want to add something to what Pa has just said about the situations where our funds are being used for a right, or what is your opinion? What do you think? Who to blame, the funds or the so-called elites? Thank you.
All right. Thank you once more, and a great contribution from our elderly statesmen. In terms of our funds, they should be reminded that they are the custodians of our culture, our cultural heritage. They have to show restraint and impartiality in dispensing their responsibility as the custodian of the people. But we are dealing with a savage colonial master that understood how strong our traditional rulers are they decided to infiltrate them. Now, who is to be blamed?
Mm-hmm.
I strongly believe that the chiefs or the forms they should carry that blame because they have been given responsibility that is unmatched with any other responsibility. Being the custodian of the people is more than anything else. It means that you execute the aspirations of the people, not your interests. So any form that has forfeited that responsibility should carry that blame. Our elite, I don't know, I feel strange to call them elite.
Mm-hmm.
An elite is someone who contributes in a meaningful way in their given society. These guys are not elite. These guys are thieves. You have to qualify them as armed robbers. Because only armed robbers will do what they are doing. So please, we should use the right words in the right situations. These are not elite. Because they don't have their people, they don't have them at heart. They do everything for their interest and for the interest of their families and their friends. So I believe that this is the moment those that still have morality and the love for their community have to stand up, as we have already stood up, to say enough is enough and put an end to all these manipulations that are ongoing. So this is the right moment.
All right.
So I couldn't agree more with our elderly people. They spoke well, and this should be the message that we have to pass out. Any be you a fund, be you a chief, or whoever you are, has to be chased away from their locality. They have to be targeted because they are retarding the future of 8 billion Amazonians. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. Before you finally leave, I would like to know what is your own opinion. We are actually gradually approaching the end of year. And as if we can remember our draft, the Amazonia War draft, we had a time limit for which we need to complete our pledges for those who did not pay in complete whole $1,000. So what would you like to say to encourage people? There are some people who have pledged, have not redeemed their pledges. There are others who have not drafted yet. Is there still room for new draftees? And what word of encouragement would you have for those who have pledged and have started to pay or have not paid anything yet? Thank you.
Wow. Okay, thank you so much. I just want to draw their attention to what has happened in neighboring Nigeria. There was a police brutality in Nigeria, and the people rose up in unity, and they asked that police branch should be disbanded, and it has been banned. It has been dissolved. So what am I invoking here? The spirit of unity has no price.
Okay.
We have to stand in unity and continue to contribute financially to our freedom. The war draft shouldn't be a barometer to end your contribution. Rather, the goal of having your freedom as a human being to live in a society that you can freely speak, you can freely walk, should be our desire. Meaning that there is no stop to how much you can contribute and to when you have to contribute. We should continuously be motivated by the fact that Amazonia is going to be our land of freedom. That people should continuously contribute. So I call on every Amazonian, most especially those at the MC that have not completed or that have not even drafted, they should not even hesitate anymore. Because the moment couldn't be right. This is just the right moment to finish this process so that we can both be free and enjoy the fruit of our labor. So this is my call to everybody to contribute. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Vice Chair. Thank you so much for your contribution and the encouragement to our people. So that said, Panti Manjong, if you can cue in, if I listened and understood the Vice Chairperson well, he says paying of draft does not take group affiliation. It only takes the fact that you are Amazonian. And so it means that the draft is open for 8 million Amazonians. So what would you like to add to that? What encouragement for people who have not drafted or those who are yet to complete their drafts? Thank you.
Yeah, some people run around and then they are brandishing pacifism, something. Pacifist, yeah. Yeah, as a matter of fact, we're doing self-defense here. We're doing self-defense. And people need to know that. There's a difference between us aggressively saying that we are going to bulldoze our way through La Republique and then come back and have our country. That's not what we're doing. Yeah, these people just came in and invaded us on the orders of Paul Biya. Everybody knows that. So the choice is for us to fold our arms and then just have him have his way. Like he began as he was having in Kwakwa, where he burned down a village with old women and old people in their beds. You know. So people are coming out and saying, well, before you go and burn my mother's house now, you will do it over my dead body. Well, that's self-defense. You know, and that's what it is. So the issue of talking about being a pacifist, I don't know. Well, if you're talking about being a pacifist, maybe go and sit at your mother's door, and then when the people come, tell them that, hey, I'm a pacifist. Well, if they don't touch your mother's house, her inside, okay, then it worked for you. But they don't listen. Yeah, they don't listen to that to that type of language. So the issue of being a pacifist here in the question of self-defense doesn't hold any water. Then there are people who are all over the world, and can they tell me, are there any of those places around the world where people are there now that didn't sacrifice something for it to be what it is? In the United States of America, the people had to fight the colonial UK to gain their independence and then pave their own path to where it is now, and some of us are coming and seeking refuge with them. The people of the United Kingdom, if they have a constitutional monarch there, it wasn't given to them on a platter of gold. Go and ask Oliver Cromwell. I will tell them that if it was not of the Cromwellian revolution, the UK would not be a constitutional monarch. And then if you go to France, the people that are the very ones whose creed is equality, liberty, equality, and fraternity. Liberty, equality, fraternity. So presently, who are the French? Who are the French extending liberty to? Who are the French extending equality to? Who are the French fraternizing with? And do you know what their national day is? Yeah. Paul Biya says his national day is 28th May. Yeah. When people have as their own national day the storming of the Bastille. The storming of the Bastille. That means the storming of the French equivalent of Kondongi. Okay? That's what the French celebrate as their national day. So people need to know this. Yeah, talk to the people of South Africa. Yeah, they didn't just go around all of the time talking and talking and talking. And then all of a sudden, one blessed day, somebody came and said, okay, you have it, have it. It's not like that.
All right.
Yeah, the people in Zimbabwe didn't get it that way. We all know that. The people in Kenya, but for the Mau Mau, the English will still be there. And even La Republique, but for the UPC, will probably still be an original French colony, not this one that is through the back door. You know, and was the UPC kind of pacifist? I don't know. So when people brandish this pacifism to me, I don't get it. But I was just going around all of that to be able to tell people that, hey, it is our fight, and we have to contribute to make that fight successful. And if you go to bed, wherever you are in the world, and you are comfortable with whatever it is there, ask yourself, how did where you are come about being the way it is? and then it should be a reason for you to be part of the draft to make sure that Southern Cameroon's Amazonia could be like the United States is today, could be like the UK is today, could be like France is today. And if we do that, maybe people fleeing from French barbarism that is executed elsewhere, whether in Burkina Faso or in Ivory Coast or in whatever, could come to Amazonia if we make it the model in Africa. And we can only do so by being part of the struggle now.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Senior Comrade. And over to you, Chairman. While we speak, ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are watching County Roads, and we are gradually getting towards the end of the show, but one of the senior security council members of DMC is waiting online, whom we will still plead with his patience to wait and let the chairman add his own voice to what he wants to tell the people about people redeeming their pledges and new draftees joining in before September or December finally comes. So, Chairman, over to you, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you again, Malcolm. Thank you, Bamanjong. Thank you, Preacher. Thank you, everybody who is joining us. I think there's three reasons why we need to redeem our pledges or continue to support our restoration forces. We have internally displaced people. We have refugees in Nigeria and so many parts of other places in the world. This draft is just not for defense. This draft is also going out there to help our poor people, people who have been displaced. So if you do not put your hands in the pocket and support these guys and our people who are out there suffering, then you're not thinking very well. The restoration forces are sacrificing. First of all, let me first appreciate them. Let me first thank them for the enormous work that they're doing facing La Republic. I want to thank them for their courage. I want to thank them for their resilience. I want to thank them for being focused to the revolution. So they need support. They need a lot of support from us. And if you can just pay $1,000 for a whole year, that would go a long way, right? Some people have pledged. Let me applaud them actually for having that intention to pledge. But it is very important that pledging without recovery or redeeming your pledges is worthless. So let me plead with everybody to come out. The payments are there everywhere. If you want, you need payments, call me directly. I have my phone. My phone is no secret. I have nothing to hide. So you can call me directly, and I'll direct you to how you can drop in your contributions in one way or the other, or your draft. It's December is very close by. This is what, October, November, December, and it's over. So please, if you have not paid your money in, try to do so. The restoration force is needed. Now, one of the things that I wanted to chip in before so now La Republique is building camps. Right as we speak right now, there's a camp being built in Ngarbu, with another one being built in Tambu. In Tumbo, I think it's in Tumbo as the headquarters. Yes, Tumbo as the headquarters. So they're trying to build all this so that they can continue to kill our people. We cannot let that happen. This money that you're going to contribute will help us to deter them from doing such things, right? Please pay in your contribution as much as you can. We need it. We need it so bad. Now, for those of you on ground, we don't expect you to do anything. If you can't, fine. If you cannot, we understand. You're really out there suffering and facing the bullets every day. We'll do our best out here to support you. Please pay your pledges. Please redeem your draft. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Chairman, for that one. And this takes us over now to our security man or defense personnel from Donga Mountain County, Comrade Tamfu, who is here with us. So we have been discussing a good number of things, Comrade Tamfu, before you joined us, but we would just like you, if you could, maybe put some highlights again on the activities of the Ambazonia Restoration Forces of the week of the 1st of October. And why not? The chairperson has just said something that is a bit disturbing, that La République is erecting more camps on our territory. And so how can you connect this again to the draft, to the fact that people need to redeem their pledges and people who have not started at all, who have not drafted, should join in so that we can jointly see what we want to do to get these people out of our way. So, Comrade Tamfu, you are welcome to County Roots and the microphone is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my comfort. Thank you, the Oracle. Thank you, Chairman. I want to first of all say we're bad people. We know where we're coming from, and we know where we're going to. We know that we are not fighting a wrong cause. We were a people who decided to join the devilish system of La République, and after being maltreated, we said, okay, we have to go back to where we were. A lot of people, I hear people calling some folks, they call them elites, and I say these are rascals. These are childish people who think they can represent us. They are not representing our interests in the fake system of the Republic, not at all. So, to your question, I want to say I think social media is not really helping us so much. The ball game is on the ground, and DMC has seen that, and we're pushing towards the right direction. I want to promise all those who are holding us behind that Kiki is on the way. You know, our Kiki displays. I don't want to those who can hear me, that's fine. And the evidence has proven us in the past couple of weeks. We saw the colonial duo from Gambia Central. We saw videos of him threatening old women in the villages. That just tells you what our people are going through.
Yeah.
They know that we are on the right track and they're following our instructions. Anybody who says schools should resume in DMC, well, good luck with that. Because even after threatening that behind the cameras, this guy went and forced some people out of their houses to go clean school environment. This is not the type of education our children to go through. And of course, we have also seen situations where our boys have bravely performed in Kungi. They have bravely performed in Ju. And of course, we saw videos of what came out of COM under LG. We don't want to be enumerating all of this. There's no time for this. The time we have has to be dedicated towards groundwork, and that's what we're doing. And I just want to conclude again by saying, let me go back to connecting this to draft, of course. Anybody who committed themselves to draft knows exactly what is supposed to be done. We are on the right course, and this is something we all know that is God destined. We're not going to fail anybody. There has been confusion before, but the structures in DMC now are such that you can trust your dime to wherever you give it, as long as it's going to DMC. We're going to hit the enemy on the right spot. So pay your draft money, and those who are still standing on the fence, information has been given already, and you know how to go about it if you have any questions. So please join the line. And I also want to appeal to all Amazonians that if the BLM Ngoketunja are left behind and 11 counties are liberated, then Amazonia is not liberated. By this, I'm calling for collaboration from all the other counties counties surrounding DMC, counties surrounding Goketundia, counties surrounding Fako, counties surrounding Momo. Whenever there is something, we have to go into this as one. We are all suffering in this thing. We never called for it. It came to us. Our backs are on the wall, and we have to face the enemy squarely. We are ready for it now. So please come on board, join us. We'll get to prayer together. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for your input, and we really do appreciate that you could still squeeze time to join us here. So thank you so much. So that said, dear, yes, sir.
My comfort. I just wanted to add that, yeah, you don't have to expose yourself. If you want to contribute or you have pledged as anonymous, feel free to do so. We take money from everybody. Our Amazonians need it. So if you want to contribute as anonymous, that's fine. Your name will not be out there at all. So feel free, please. Do something. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your time. Thank you for always being there. For some reason, because we have some other quick thing coming up, we may not open lines, unfortunately, for calls, but please continue to share your contributions both on the Facebook platform, on YouTube platform, or by calling us and contributing, preferably on Facebook, because most of us are admins here. We can pick it up really quick, and we will, why not? We do appreciate every contribution and all the proposals that come in to us through our national TV and through all of our other official platforms. So that said, I am going to give room to our honorable leadership of Dongamanton County. Now that we are about to close the show, we have said a lot of things, and like the defense person just said, our people are going through a lot. They are going through a lot, and we are expecting them to do even more in spite of all the much that they are putting in. So what message of hope do you have for your people, Mr. Chairman Zeb?
Thank you very much, Malcolm, again for that question. Let me send a couple words to my people. We do not have any good roads, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow parents, my brothers and sisters.
Chairman, I'm sorry for the rude intervention. At some point, you may want to express yourself, even in pidgin, to like let Mama and Papa them from Mua and other people get one or few things directly from you, and not getting someone to interpret. So at some point, you may want to speak in pidgin. We accept you to do that. Thank you.
Sure. My brothers and sisters, again, we don't start the talk. Say we don't get good roads. We don't get a good legal system. We don't get good schools. We don't get benches. We don't get water. We don't get electricity. And we don't be with La Republique for 60 years and nothing never changed. We don't feel continuously to do the same thing over and over and over and expect change. The change is going to be now. Let us cut away from La Republique and get our good roads, our good classes, good schools, good legal system, and get our families and brothers and sisters who are out there in the bush back to normal life, and get our restoration forces what they need, and maybe put them into the army or something of La Republique Amazonia. Sorry about that. So please, my country people, please, we cannot go backward to 1960. We cannot go backward at all. We need to move forward, and moving forward means leaving La Republique de Cameroon completely. Let them do their own thing. They've done this for 60 years. They've not improved. We need to improve our land. We need to improve our lives. We need to improve our education. We need to have jobs for our people. The roads must be tarred all over the place. If we have dusty roads, it's just because we may not be able to go to right into deep places. But we're going to make a lot of changes in our county, and our country as a whole. So please don't relent your effort. Stay focused. Let no one deceive you. Make no man deceive what I say this. So they could make any changes. They've been doing this forever. So no, me no man will be deceived. Please, I really beg one. Say more, stay on the course of this struggle. Contribute if you can, and contribute in any way you can. If soldier come for your side, run loves you. They're not go follow you for play. Even if they follow him, you don't try for run away. So let's keep the revolution in check. Let's keep going forward. Let's make sure that we live like the Republic of Cameroon. We are out here in the diaspora, making sure that we provide you the necessary needs. Please, for those of you who drafted again, let me repeat. Please redeem your pledges. Redeem your pledges. Support in any way you can. Animals we accept. Animals we accept as well. Thank you very, very much. I hope this is not the last statement I'm going to make. But if it's the last one, I want to plead with my people. I want to plead with my people. Melo we low, kinewi, melo we ba go say. When Fakuchi Manjika see she see you fat taps here, you fat bonbon. When Fakuchi Manjika and when over ball in a JJ before by as Gaka. JJ you JJ Keba what a far. They wouldn't be not in with diplomacy with diplomats with. JJ you also will fight with assurance in a we will live like Republic and live like Republic for good. Si bin na machi binyan tona face. Hello. So teni tata wa ambu bowi she defend na yoshi.
Okay, thank you so much, Chairman, for that good one. It was a great one. I could see your fellow comrade, your fellow chairperson, Comrade Jackson Imukai, appreciating and saying you did great. So thank you very much for being here with us. And this takes us to our own senior statesman. I left you to do this after the chairperson on purpose, not that I minimized or undermined his position, but both of us, chairman and myself, we'd rather give you the honor because you're our daddy and you have a bit more to say to this.
Absolutely.
You may want to give a message of hope to our people back home and a word directly to our traditional rulers, and this can only be done in your traditional or in your local language. Thank you, Senior Comrade Limanjo.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to chip in the last word from my part on this occasion. Yeah, for my mother and papa, back for country. We tell them, say, this palaver. We know that they will start, then we enter. Because the Milwaukee would leave. Now they may cut leave, the waiver. Say, they want change. For school, for legal system. The way the legal system, the worker, mango pay money, then you lose case where the case now you for winner. We say we want change for that one. Then probably I say, he not give the change, but he could use army for force when I make things they just remain as it will be before. Then when I begin them see us, the army they come, they burn some of one of them for inside house. Then they take when I begin the way when I send them for school, they do their own thing where they like her. When I know all that one, then when a boy picking them with someone, a girl picking them, they say he don't too much. They know we leave him so they could try small before it passed, and they don't try now for 4 years, and they never passed because that thing will probably have start for doing a very bad thing. On top of the suffer way we suffer with them for more than 50 years, now 60 years going or more. You know, now where we say, they don't overlie we. We start with for West Cameroon, where they say we can't be with them. We did with West Cameroon. We remember we West Cameroon to go before. Then the jealous, they say they don't want anything, say some side could be West Cameroon, some side be East Cameroon, or could be now one. Now they are planned that so that when they come, as when I see them, or they come out for wheel, timber they come out for wheel, cocoa they come out for wheel, but now which place did they develop and with all that money? poor be a country. Poor be a country. The time they will be joined them. Road actually never go for poor be a place. But go there now. See fine roadway, it go there. We say we want fine road. We don't see them. Then the educational system where French man believe for them. They leave them. We all way English man believe for we, they want spoiler. Now here they say they are picking them, maybe they can't teach, we picking them. For country talk where we picking them another year, and the teach thing where themselves they know sabi. So we see say all these many years of suffering, they the same place. Maybe when I see say Donga Mountain don't change. It never change nothing. The Rum Rock where we get up today, where with the manager, but it still be very dangerous. Now people that for Switzerland they can't make that Rum Rock. When I know so no, oh man know so. Then now which can government that way? We be going them up to today. Road for going one. Now the kind one way people that they suffer for Rum Rock. And even that Rum Rock set, where even be so. Now people for Switzerland they be sorry we. As people for outside sorry we. That means people where they say they will own government. What did they do? We don't know. For go Ako Helele. They say we get ring road where give a pass through we go for who? Ask the people there for front after Kambe. Whether that road they go to who? You know they go no. If you be the go. No people from Kambe now whether they cry say whether saw the long road or which one or what or which one day or road for go through whether not through Magba in the Waka, through Babasa in the Waka. Hey, we for just the breeze we go through whom no. Don't go Bamenda. But the day, you know day. Probably account for Bamenda, he said that he go supervise the road since 1980. Can't reach today. We don't supervise them. Go ena. We don't know. All your own African lie we listen, we go back, do their own thing. As we be talk about funding, we never even put this other one. We make the man fun of fun. If they ask, they will make you fun of fun now for what? We will answer say now for what? They will make you fun of fun. Yeah, that Norway said they will make you fun of fun. Norway for being whatever. If they thank we till tomorrow. But you don't thank we? No. Oh yeah, way it come out for Victoria. You don't thank we? No. I just take the money go. Small coffee money when I be put up for marketing board. Where the marketing board? Nobody can take and go down for Douala. They will ask her now say the money when I can't go to Douala, who say it? They say if you ask her, they will kill you. So to close with mouth. But it don't too much. And now when I picking them say whether what it happened yesterday or that yesterday now yesterday. Today now their day, they will move when I come out come on a back of where we will struggle, we make we small, move them ahead. Nayo, someday, like the day now for Rwanda, we to go get them so.
Right.
Then after Rwanda, we could look like America, or we could look like London. Then all man for Africa will say, oh, they want to go see that Southern Cameroon or that Amazonia where they say now the America for Africa or the London for Africa. Yeah, that's small London where they will talk before. For Atanganji he plays. That man, you know, that crazy Atanganji that crazy man. That man comes small London. But look the way the behave. The behave kind Jaguda man, you know. So we say whether we picking the food, the other picking the way that they go take small, can't feed their family. The food, maybe not listen this time unless man tell you thing where you do for you and your own family. You know what talk say you could support this man so that he could be what he take care of his picking and his woman. No.
Yeah.
You won't go to the place where you take care of Oma and other southern Cameroon. So when I stay strong, when I'm picking them, they'll go before.
Before you go, you would like to talk to, yes. I think you were even a few seconds to at least say a word to our traditional rulers. I think that this is important because we've heard a lot from them. I think a word directly to them in the local language would help in a few seconds. Thank you, Pa.
Before Pa finishes, please, because I don't want to disrespect Pa when he finishes. He's closing up the whole show. So I beg to say one thing before Pa finishes his last statement. I want to send a very, very strong message. Yes. I want to send a very, very strong message to the vigilantes, the military, and enablers them where they help for make sure that people continually be killed. We go sort them out, we go fish them out one by one. We don't already start. Our restoration force is to be on guard for make sure that one happen. So anyone way the help La Republic for continuously kill our people. We will fish when out. Don't borrow up with them too where they could not be on borrow man, but they borrow up with the way they show where people them, they kill our people, then they help for direct place where we put them there when this La Republic talks they come in, we'll fish them out. So stay tuned. That is happening in DMC. And if you're hiding somewhere that you're gonna kill our people again, it's not gonna happen. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Chairman. So over to you, Pa.
Yeah, Shamela ne wata ne wata ne wa mela limbo wa wima ako abeko yo yore wima ako afro wimbo me winyimbe afro wimbo me wima misaje afro wimbo me so me la limbo me ne wata ina ambomba lungo amgarwi aptare na wiboke ni bo timbane agarwi we do shege tiri mash bo minji ayenge ka ane mbane we tare adi amashi le chicheme wengo achichika so me yone wumo fawe ambo munkewa then wumo aba shine kabiani kure agaro awata meshila mene wa lungo ngembe wale jara werkuye ambo le jikudo leana amdo babowi ado kapkapa baoka leana chivu aba komisi wuraye wumo fawe ajegi ambo ayeka ninkurha alor mo fawe ado amikambe ado ada chiti inongati wura ke wine ke wibila wine ni diowi kanda ina ake yar were nwe ka konkuba phobias sisi ade igiwa ni mo fa wika boru ya kuma ashi amba gini mo ninko abe fo gini wa ni mo ayansi amo chanje wo adwadi je ago frunga atamunku ake tamu munku wala kwa shi wone ibi jole wi mina mwege ba munfa mwenfu kuchacha tamunku ne ngarshi igi yubebe kale ka konku ba jine ba gi yubebe ake la ne ngwarong ikati ka mwesong ko frunga tawo jule so abuana shi ikomi fasi wura yushine ke wurta abela kele wela yuga ate ntami ye so gyako siki mwe mosir ta ningar kutite andumo lebshisu ashikine ebekwe ide kweka alodo awo circanse forest de jushi surombo mbwa maatro do kuneke wurta abela yule wela yuga mwechicha mayunya miye adum mangarum agofu taningar ma kuneke wurta abela yule
Sorry.
ngabani bo ichicha miyunya ngaba nsurumbu agofu ningar agutaningar ma wineke wurta abela yule islaka ado mado aye munshi ambi ibante agutaningar ma wineke wurta abela yule alaka ado jowo mu abane dotchi ako atang minji muto asun ikwe ado makaka atitu vao wineke wurta abela yule mwela yuka ado sin garbo ato bowi babingi bowi bablibi kosobi mindabe wineke wurta abela yule mwela yuka wamba wale ine achume kabra isha shi lodi mwege ba shine ifu funkale afune afunge ambo amfu ashi fung ma wana shi fung ba yuje amba lane ma wara mafu lane ja lofe ayesera duba ambu boshi ashi gitera lane janava baka ashi fung ba ne wowi bane fung jena adi wurupta am ye ne afele jori saka ha mwe moka ba shi na tare hango mbumi midonga mantu shirige ambo isinge yuka kemen fisi samcho timbo si bihawi bane wa tarjana iku ba ngo mbumle iku ba donga mantungle are ambo donga mantungle simo wup tarin kae tem sunu wo wenjol mema amba teacher school sini le teacher school ku bi ma nyinyore donga mantu ike ba lusimbu ayuwe we mwa mbo bo wia bse la o ila ninkorshi imu bane doga mantu nyuji iku ba malusimbu wishaje la sini ne school dona mo fa wo wishi imbi sung ni yawo dene yushi gi donga mantu akubashi lusimbu ayu mwa wewe akela nguyuka e ba se de anyi ti war ngomme saka school shi gypsy bi shi ala ne a kon te school ba nje manje shine kamu ngembome amu fu mi donge ika du chu am exam amu ko to amu ko bamenda amu adi fe makobe bana yushi mu makobe sang ayushi yi bi sang jiko so sang ayushi yi bi sang so e ba bona e bebe mo urarin buga ura shi la do ne ambo yuna yushi bo wi agitiri pana wo ngar ngir ke ube fa je ke ambo ba lungo pour tale fa ngir ne wo ta fru si fa nge shi si ayu awo a fipse yu manjina per wi si wurta ubia wurta
All right. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how you feel, whether you heard it or not. You watched the last part, just the very last thing that happened. That is so much, and I believe that we don't want to go back repeating what our great team from Dongamanton County have put out there today. But all I want to leave now, I'm just leaving on a note that the word to a wise is sufficient. They have spoken in English, they have spoken in Pidgin, and they have spoken in the local language of the Wimbon people of Dongamanton County. So nobody was left out. A lot of information was given out. And what next is the question. Sons and daughters of Nkambe, of Dongamanton County in particular, and Amazonia in general. So take home what you could and work on it, digest it, and talk to yourself. What next? Ask yourself what next, and then get the response in form of action, financial contribution. That is all we need now. And I think homeland we must make. Thank you once again, Senior Comrade Zimanjong. Thank you, Vice Chairman Preacher. Thank you, Comrade J. Tanfu. Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, dear televiewers, for always being there. And it was a pleasure having you, great team from Dongamanton County. Thank you and have a wonderful evening. Bye.
Ayam